Good afternoon, and welcome to our case study competition segment. My name is Rashonda Kelly, and I am the chair-elect of the Conference of State Bank Supervisors Board of Directors and the Commissioner for the Mississippi Department of Banking and Consumer Finance. I'm honored to moderate one of my favorite segments of the conference. For 10 years, I've watched this competition from the audience, and today I have the privilege of having this conversation with the winning student team. CSBS began this competition in 2015 to increase awareness of community banking. The purpose of the competition is three-pronged. First, to build a deeper understanding of the community bank business model and the role that community banks play in our local communities. Second, to connect academics with an interest in banking and financial services with the banking industry to foster research in community banking. And third, to grow the understanding of community banking among undergraduate students and steer them toward a career in banking and bank regulations. Student teams from across the country in any academic discipline can partner with local community banks on to research a specific topic. This year, 35 student teams representing 27 universities partner with local community banks. Students were challenged to explore the impact of interest rates and inflation on the business of banking. The research focused on strategic planning for future through branching, technology, and compliance, including the regulatory cost. It was a tough competition with 3 rounds of judging from a panel consisting of state and federal regulators. This year's submissions were truly exceptional. I want to thank all of the teams that participated in the competition and congratulate the top 3 winning teams. A team from Illinois State University placed 3rd. A team from the University of Arkansas came in 2nd place. I'm honored to personally congratulate and welcome the #1 team from the University of Tennessee at Martin. Please wave when you're introduced. Aaron Bartholomew, Anna Batt, Mackenzie Boris, Blair James, and Hayden Weber. I would like to also welcome their faculty advisor, John Clark, and their community bank partner, Mike Carey, President and CEO of Carroll Bank and Trust. The top 3 teams' work is published in the CSBS Case Study Journal, which you should have found in your chairs after the break. This can also be found at csbs.org. This is the 3rd time that a team from the University of Tennessee at Martin has placed 1st in this competition in the past 5 years. So the format of this discussion will deviate a little bit from the past years. In the past, the students have walked through the details of the case study. They've explained their analysis and they've shared their conclusions. This year, we want to have a deeper dialogue with the student team, the academics and the advisors and the bank partner. But before we get started with this dialogue, I do want to give the student team individuals an opportunity to introduce themselves, give their major, graduation date, and if they're not graduated, their major, but if they have graduated, what they're doing right now. So Aaron, we'll start with you.
Okay. Hey everyone, my name's Aaron Bartholomew. I'm from Parsons, Tennessee. I graduated from UTM in May. I hold a degree in accounting as well as finance. I currently work in public accounting at a small firm in Jackson, Tennessee.
Hi everyone, my name is Mackenzie Boris. I graduated in May with a double major in accounting and finance. I currently just moved to Hawaii and am looking for a full-time position.
Hello everyone, my name's Anna Batt. I'm from Brewston, Tennessee. I just graduated from UTM in August with a degree in accounting and finance, and I work in accounting in Martin, Tennessee.
Hello, my name is Blair James. I'm a senior accounting and finance major from Milan, Tennessee. I graduate in December, and I'm really excited to be here.
And my name is Hayden Weber. I graduated this spring with my bachelor's in accounting. I'm from Summerville, Tennessee, and currently working in Halls at a public accounting firm.
Thank you. I have a pretty easy question to start. How many of you felt like you had a good grasp of community banking before you entered this competition?
I didn't have a great grasp of community banking. I banked with a community bank back home in Parsons. Other than that, no, I knew how to balance a checkbook and put money inside and outside of my savings account. That was about it. So
Pretty basic.
yeah, this was a pretty eye-opening experience for me.
I'm about the same as Aaron. Never even really go into a bank, pretty much just use my phone. But I do know what a community bank is because where we're from in Tennessee, there's really only community banks. But yeah.
Kind of going off what Aaron said, I went in banks as a kid with my parents, not as much now, but I have a checking account with a bank. But community banks in West Tennessee are not few and far between, but on every corner, and we're glad to have them.
I feel like we all pretty much had a vague understanding of community banks, like in depth, but we'd all been in there and very well respect the work that they do.
Yep, just going off of what everyone else said, basically, I had some more experience with larger banks, regional banks, but you can tell in rural West Tennessee how important community banks are to how the community grows, and we really appreciate all the hard work they do.
So this competition focused primarily on the landscape of community banking, specifically the impact of interest rates and inflation on banking, as well as the operational costs and opportunities of doing business. Your case study was well written and your conclusions were well supported. Will you share each area of focus you were responsible for as you completed the competition, what role you played in that written and final work?
Yes. Well, since there's 5 of us, we conveniently had 5 parts, so it made it pretty easy. I was over the financial analysis section of the paper, part 1.
I really studied part 2, which was the interest rates and inflation portion.
I was over the branch strategy portion, which was a great portion for me. I really, I kind of wanted that part going into the competition and seeing that was a section. Carroll Bank has a great marketing director that helped us a lot with the video portion, which I was also a part of and was really glad to do it.
I had the technology section of the paper, and I also helped Anna with the video as well.
And I was left with the regulatory burden, the exciting stuff, I know. But I enjoyed it and learned a lot.
Well, you each kind of walked through your 5 areas, and I do want to ask you, what was the most interesting or surprising finding as you worked through this competition?
I think the most surprising thing for me was just the complexity of the day-to-day operations. Like I said, I hadn't had much experience with community banking to start with, so it was definitely an eye-opening experience for me. The day-to-day operations, along with just the relationship-focused atmosphere that the community bank, Carroll Bank and Trust specifically, presented, is something that really surprised me. I'd always thought about just banking with the name on the building instead of, now I know it's with the people and the people inside it.
My most surprising finding was that as inflation was increasing, Carroll Bank and Trust was still able to grow and thrive. I was able to work with Jordan Allen and Phil Fry, and they showed me that they were able to make good, efficient decisions and were still able to carry out their branch strategy that is really important to them.
For me, was how close-knit Carroll Bank and Trust is, and as well as the branch strategy portion, which I had a big hand in, as far as how many moving parts there is, all the work that goes into choosing a location for a bank, choosing people to operate the bank. There's a lot that goes into it that I just didn't realize, and I commend them for because they do a great job at it.
The most interesting thing I learned was how Carroll Bank and Trust leveraged technology to remain competitive, but also maintain those personal relationships, which is truly what they're about, and being very involved in their community, which I feel like they did exactly that.
My most interesting finding was Carroll Bank and Trust, specifically Dr. Taylor and his compliance team that the bank has on staff there. They are very dedicated to the Community Reinvestment Act and making sure that they're serving all individuals throughout the economic levels of the communities that they do business in.
I was talking with Mr. Clark and Matthew Whitledge before we got into this segment about attracting students to this competition. That's typically one of the harder facets. well, at least what I hear from the academic advisors, what attracted you guys to participate in this competition?
I was really attracted to the research format of the paper. I've never been a part of a project like this, never been part of a group project or really written a huge paper of this size either. So just the research, the ability to ask the why questions. I usually get in trouble for asking the why questions, but they helped me on this paper, I do believe. But just the ability to be myself and like I said, ask those questions and really dig deep into a subject like banking that's very vast and large.
I was most attracted to participating in the competition because I was really excited to learn about a new career field that I didn't really know much about. More specifically, I was excited to work alongside banking professionals like Mr. Mike Carey.
For me, getting a major in both accounting and finance, I wasn't really sure if I wanted to go the accounting route or the finance route, and I think this has been a really good indication that banking could potentially be a career for me in the future, as well as the reputation that the team at UT Martin has for this competition has done very well the past few years, and it's exciting, but it was also a little nerve-wracking for us to, keep it going, but I think we've done well, and it's been a great experience.
I had the opportunity to talk with some students that did this in the years past, and they talk so highly about the competition and about the advisors that we have at UTM, and they really are passionate about what they're teaching students. And so I just really wanted to be a part of a team that was excited and ready to educate students on this, and I think it's important to have students that are ready to learn and ready to just really sponge all the information in. So I think that's what made it appealing to me.
Dr. Cole, she's a faculty advisor for the case study and works at UTM. She approached me and told me about the competition, and I thought that it was a really interesting opportunity to go out and get some hands-on experience and get out of the classroom and actually get to go and meet people and learn about the day-to-day operations of the banks around Tennessee.
Y'all's responses are a good segue to my next question for you guys. Many students that participate in this competition in the past have gone into banking as a career. They've gone into bank regulation and supervision. Do you think, I think one of you mentioned that this gave you some perspective or some insight as to what banking looks like as a career. Do you think this has changed or has influenced your future decision for a future career at all?
I do. It's definitely given me a new renewed appreciation. I'd always appreciated bankers, but I really now I'm able to more fully appreciate them for what they do, and it's definitely affected my my future career plans. One day to potentially pursue a career in banking.
This opportunity has really opened me up to a new career field, and I'm definitely interested in banking and would love to be able to work in banking. And I'm really thankful for what this competition has opened me up to.
Like I said a little bit earlier, going into finance and accounting as my major, I wasn't really sure what field of work I wanted to be in. And although I'm in the accounting field right now, I could definitely see myself working in the banking industry in the future.
I plan to pursue my CPA upon graduation, and I got to work with the CPA at the bank, Jordan Allen, and they really value his CPA there, and I think it really opened my eyes to how they are very valuable in the banking industry. And so I do think that has made an influence on my career goals.
Before this competition, I wanted to be an accountant, and I've been lucky enough to find a job at an accounting firm there in West Tennessee. And I'd also, like Aaron said, we wanted to I'd like to pursue my CPA, and I'm working on study for that right now. But as far as banking goes, as Blair said, Jordan Allen is a very valued member at CB&T, and I could see myself in a role like that